Hello everybody. In this guitar lesson I'm going to teach you to play I Shall Be Released as it was performed by the band on their album Music from Big Pink. Now, as you may know, this song was written by Bob Dylan and there are several Dylan versions of the song, and I'll talk about those towards the end because they have some different chords and they're in different keys to the band version. But for the band version, put a capo on the 4th fret of your guitar to follow along, and we'll start by looking at the chords. I Shall Be Released has got quite a regular chord sequence. So let me play the first line of the song for you to demonstrate it. They say everything can be replaced. They say every distance is not near. Okay. Let's go through that then, take it apart. We're going to start with a C major and we're going to play one bar, that's 4 beats on that C major. They say everything can be rude. Then we're going to go to D minor 7. Now you could play a regular D minor, but I think D minor 7 is just a bit softer and nicer. Anyway, you're going to play one bar, 4 beats on that D minor 7. Placed. Now we're going to go to E minor and we're going to play 2 beats, that's half a bar on the E minor. They say now we're going to play 1 beat on F major. Distance, then 1 beat on G major is not. And then we're back to C major for another 4 beats, a whole bar. Near. And that's the regular chord pattern, the chord sequence. We're going to continue playing that throughout the song, the verses and the choruses, with just a couple of little discrepancies, which I'll tell you about in just a minute or two. But let's just get that straight in our heads then. So a bar on C, 4 beats, 2, 3, 4, followed by a bar, 4 beats on D minor, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 2 beats on E minor, and then a beat on F, a beat on G, and then back to C major again for 4 beats. And that's our basic pattern. Now let's talk about those 2 little discrepancies. The first of those 2 discrepancies comes towards the end of the second line of the chorus, and it concerns the timing of the chord sequence, and in particular when we play the G chord. Now that's going to be half a beat earlier on that second line of the chorus than on any other line of the song. Okay. Now let me play the chorus for you. Listen out, see if you can hear that discrepancy in the timing of the G chord on the second line. So let's start with the first line, which is standard. I see my light come shining. This is the first line. From the west down to the east. Here's the second line. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. Okay, did you get that? Let me talk you through it anyway. So usually in every other line of the song, we play 2 beats on the E minor, 1, 2, then 1 beat on the F, 1 beat on the G, and then back to the C. So, and that would be regular. So it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're playing the G on beat 4, all right? But in that second line of the chorus, we're going to hit that G, not on beat 4, but on the and after beat 3. So we're half a beat early. We push the G. Okay, so it'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. Now the easy way to think of that is you can play the F chord on the word shall and the G chord on the word be of I shall be released. Okay, like this. I shall be released. All right, let's look at the second discrepancy now. Now that second discrepancy is going to come in right at the end of the song. So On the last line of the last chorus of the song, we're going to throw in 2 beats on an extra F major chord before finally resolving back to C major. So let me start by playing you that last line of the song. It'll sound like this. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. Okay, so let's look at that then, starting from the E minor. So as always, 2 beats on the E minor. And then we're going to play F on beat 3 of that bar, and as usual, in the last round of the chorus, G on the and after beat 3, shall be. Now normally we go back to C here, but right at the end of the song, we're going to play 2 beats on F major, and then 2 beats on C. Okay, so that's how we play the very end of the song. Okay, next I'm going to look at a strumming pattern that you can follow for this song. I Shall Be Released is a song that personally I've sung on and off in public for quite a few years, and I always find that the lyrics really shine out. They're just beautiful lyrics. And so you don't necessarily have to do a lot in terms of the strumming. You can, you know, there's some nice things you could do in terms of finger picking here if you wanted to, but I think a simple strumming pattern is really all you need. Something like this. Okay, now that's based around this pattern, which is just down, 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 down. Now if I think about the timing of that, all the downs are on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. All we're doing is putting 1 up in before the 3rd beat, like this. 1, 2, up, 3, 4. Now it's actually just before that 3rd beat. It's not on the and before the 3rd beat, it's after that. I think it would be a 16th probably in terms of musical notation. Yeah. Please let me know if you agree with that in the comments. But if I count it out, you'll probably hear it's not on the and, it's after the and just before the 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay, like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, all right? And that's all you have to do. Now you can throw in a similar up before the 1st beat of the next bar if you want to. So it would sound like this. And you can alternate and sometimes throw in that upbeat before the 1st beat of the bar, sometimes don't. Okay, but that's it. It's a simple strumming pattern. It's going to work really well. Let's just play it through together once. We'll play the whole chord sequence. I'll give you a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so once you've got that basic strumming pattern, you can start to think about, well, how do I just spice it up a little bit? And one way that you can do that is using Hammer-Ons. And there's a couple of really nice Hammer-Ons that you can put into this song. One on the C, and then one on the F, like that, okay? So let me just show you those. When you play the C major, you can hammer your middle finger onto the 4th string 2nd fret. So to do that, obviously you've got to start by taking it off. On that first down stroke on the C chord, start with your middle finger off and then hammer it on to 4th string 2nd fret. So you're starting with the 4th string open and then you're going to the regular C. Strictly speaking, that would mean you'd be playing a C2 because it's a C with a D in it to a regular C, like that. Put that into the chord sequence and it sounds like this. Just gives it a little bit of spice, doesn't it? Makes it a bit nicer. So try that one. When you get to the F chord, there's a lovely little hammer-on that you can do, quite similar actually to the one with the C, but on a different string, this one. Okay. Now, to do that hammer-on, you're going to have to finger your F a bit differently. I was playing a bar F, but if you play F like this, so what I'm doing now is using my thumb to fret that 6th string at the 1st fret relative to the capo there. So if you finger it like that, or just play an F over C, so don't play the 6th string, you don't have to use your thumb now. Alright, do that as well. What it allows you to do is to hammer your middle finger on again. So again, it's a middle finger hammer on. This time onto 3rd string, 2nd fret. So again, do it on the first downstroke, the first beat of the F chord. In fact, you've only got one of the beats of the F chord anyway. So on the only beat of the F chord. So start with your middle finger off, so the G string is open, okay, 3rd string is open, and then hammer your middle finger onto 3rd string, 2nd fret, like that. So in context, those two hammer-ons will make your chord sequence sound like this. Just makes it sound a little bit nicer and prettier and more interesting. In a minute, I'm going to tell you about a couple of the Bob Dylan versions of I Shall Be Released and how they differ to the band version. But just before I do that, let me say, if you've been enjoying the video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, because if you do that, you'll be notified about all of the future videos that I release. And also, please join the channel if you'd like to do that. It supports me, it's pretty cheap to do it, and you also get special early access to all of my guitar lessons. Okay, let's carry on and think about the Bob Dylan versions of I Shall Be Released. So Bob Dylan's recorded several versions of I Shall Be Released over the years and performed it many times live as well. The versions I want to take a look at are, first of all, the version on the Complete Basement Tapes album, which was the first one to be recorded back in 1967, although it wasn't officially released until fairly recently. And also we'll look at the version on Greatest Hits Volume 2. And they're similar but not exactly the same chordally. Now, both of them are in the key of A, as opposed to the band version, which is in the key of E. So the easiest way to play this is to put your capo on the 2nd fret, and then we can play as if it was in the key of G, but obviously the capo moves it up to A. All right. Now let's begin with that Complete Basement Tapes version. This is take 2 from that album. Starts with a bar on G major. They say everything can be ruined, and then to A minor for a bar, 4 beats replaced. Then B minor for 2 beats. Yet now it's going to get a little bit different in terms of the shape to the band version. We go back to A minor for 2 beats. Distance is not, then back to G for 4 beats. Now that pattern repeats again on the 2nd line, so bar and G. So I remember every A minor for 4 beats rather. Face 2 beats on B minor, on every 2 beats on A minor. Man will put me back to G major for 4 beats. The first line of the chorus is exactly the same as those 2 lines of the verse we've seen. So G major, I see my light come, A minor shining, B minor. A minor, west down to the G major, E. 2nd line of the chorus is just slightly different. Starts on G major again. Any day now, A minor. Any day now. Now we're going to go B minor. I, 2 beats there. Then we're going to go to D, and you can play D over A. So from the 5th string, you play from the 5th string down to get that A. Shall be. And then G major again for 4 beats. Released. So let me play through that last line of the chorus again. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. Now, the Greatest Hits Volume 2 version is pretty different in terms of rhythm and arrangement. There's, I think, an acoustic guitar and a banjo on it. But chordally, it's similar to the complete basement tapes version. The only difference, I think, is that every line has the D in it. Okay, so if I play the first line, it would sound like this. They say everything can be replaced, yet every distance is not near. So you always have that D major or D over A on every line of the Greatest Hits Volume 2 version of this song. Alright, so just before we finish, I Should Be Released is a great song to muck around with. As I said to you earlier, you can do it really simply in terms of the strumming pattern. It'll sound great because the lyrics are so good and it's got such a nice chorus. But you can also spice it up a bit with a bit of fingerpicking. Yeah. They say everything can be replaced, yet every distance is not near. So, let me know in the comments if you'd like me to put a lesson together about fingerpicking I Should Be Released and some of the sort of fingerpicking ideas that you could bring into this song, because it's a lovely, simple chords song really that you can use to play with your fingerpicking and really improve your fingerpicking. So, if you'd like a lesson about that, let me know in the comments.